Okay, we are going to try and speak to 3 people. We're going to speak to Kenzu Imhotep. We're going to speak to Lyndon Wizard and Mervyn Barrett. Hold on, let's see. Gentlemen, are you there?
Yes, we are here.
Oh God.
Yes, indeed.
This is absolutely awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are here to remember Brother Dougie. But before we go there, if you just want to just share with the listening audience a little bit about yourself. Should we start with who wants? Yeah, we'll start with Kenzu. Kenzu was the person who wanted to do this. So yeah, shall we go ahead?
Okay, I'm not the eldest here. Am I the eldest? I know I've got the most grades. I've got the most grades, but
the maturest.
Get out of here. Okay. Right. So yeah, Kenzu Imhotep. I operate as a holistic nutritional counsellor, helping people to get their body back into a place where it can help itself. I've known Dougie for about 8 or 9 years now. Okay, that enough for
thank
now?
you. Yeah. So who wants to go next?
I don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, Matt.
Yes, so my name is Mervyn Barrett, and I'm a peak performance coach. So I help people to locate the zone of peak performance and distill how they got there so that they can repeat it consistently. And I have known Brother Dougie for about 20 years, give or take a year or two.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time. Incredible man.
Absolutely. And Lyndon, do you want to tell us a little bit about you and how long you've known Brother Dougie and how?
Well, I'm Lyndon Wizard, author of the book Inspired Diabetic. I've known Dougie the shortest time of all. I've probably known that my book was published in 2017, and I think it was that same year I met Dougie, so less than 2 years. And my story with Dougie, I met him at an event in a Parkview school, and when he heard my story from day one, he said, "Lyndon, I got you back." He just loved me straight away, and it was very, very interesting because a lot of people say that to you, that I'm going to support you and everything like that. And a lot of people, they come and they go, but Dougie kept his word. He was a man of his word, and from that time, any event that he had, he invited me to, and he also supported my events as well. He had me on SLR radio, he had me on Bless Radio 2-3 times a week. He get me onto another station with him, and it's a very short period of time that I've known him, the less, but I'm to be honest, I was devastated when I found out, because he became like a brother to me. He'd ring me up just to say hello. How many people do that nowadays? People don't do that nowadays much, people. Just to say hello and how you doing,
It's true.
And just to get feedback. So, and I said to Dougie, something? Anything that you need, I got you back. Send back to him. So any events that he asked me to, these days that I was supposed to be working, I took time off of work. I remember he was doing events in Hackney every 2 weeks on a Monday, or once a month on a Monday. I took a day off of work just to support him, because he wanted me there, So yeah, that's what Dougie meant to me, and more, much more.
Wow.
Much more. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a big shock on Monday, and I can imagine for all of you, it was a shock, And what I want to ask really is there any sort of, have you got story? Because so many people know Brother Dougie, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners have their own stories. But is there a story that you have about Brother Dougie? Because it's in the stories that you really find out the personality or the true essence rather of the person. Has anyone got a story that they'd like to share with us about themselves and Brother Dougie?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, for myself, like I said, my really, and it ties in with Laila Africa, because I basically was certified by Laila Africa in 2011, and by the time I got back to Jamaica, I set up a clinic over there, and came on one of my trips to England. I was introduced to Dougie by a sister, Cheryl, which she's no longer with us either. And it was quite funny, because when I called him, it was a Sunday. I think I might have called him on a Saturday, but it was a weekend, and he said he was at Chatsworth Centre. Is it Chatsworth Centre on St Anne's Road? There was an event there, so I went down there to meet him. We started speaking and so on. It was quite busy, so it wasn't really a proper private conversation. But he was, he didn't know me. So he was vetting me. He was looking at me with this look he has and he's thinking at the same time. So he looks away. He's looking away, but he's thinking hard. And he's kind of mumbling like some certain people want to work with him, and he's got to, he wasn't saying he's got to watch me, he's got to work with, but I was picking that up. And then, so he was vetting me, and it was there for a while and so forth. I guess I was trying to convince him that, let me come on the show and so forth. When I mentioned that I was trained by Dr. Laila Africa, his eyes just pricked up, and he said, oh, we're doing a lot of things with Dr. Africa at the moment, and I've been working with Dr. Africa, blah, blah, blah. And I guess within no time, he said, come in on Tuesday, And I came in, and, from there, we just really, we just bonded. And I guess the statement, we've all probably heard him say, what's the statement again? It's it's like music to the ears.
Oh, yes.
It's like music to the ears. So he was saying that night, and we left the studio very late, and from there, we just started to bond. He actually came to where I was staying with a video man, and we done a few videos and so forth, and it just became stronger and stronger. Like I used to drive around, because at those times we used to, when he was putting the events on, prior to the events, we would go and do like 2 weeks or so of promotion. And, for somebody I just met, we would, I'm talking like from 7 a.m. sometimes, like Friday, what's his name show? Conscious FM, Brother Mohammed. So sometimes we'd start at 7 a.m. and we'd be just on the road, just, different stations, West London and so forth. And the bond just really became strong, just moving around and promoting his events. But what I, instinctively remember was that moment when he said, he was like, I was being vetted. It was quite interesting, and then it clicked, and he said, okay, we're doing a lot of things with Dr. Laila Africa, and the rest is history.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Wow. I want to ask Mervyn, because you've known him for 20 years. Can you tell it, because a lot of us know him sort of more recently. I met him in, I think, was it 2007 or around that sort of time. So can you tell us what he was like, and what was it like for you when you first met Brother Dougie?
Yeah, the first time I met him, we were in a network marketing organisation. And in 2 different teams. We were going to be millionaires, man.
I know that feeling.
We've all been there.
It was a really awesome time of learning and growing. And although we didn't get to the top of the network marketing organisation that we were involved in, we learned so much about personal development, and that was my first real foray into the world of personal development. I've never experienced anything like it. But one of the things about Brother Dougie was just his bull-dogged determination to keep going, to keep pressing on. And we worked and worked and worked at it. And eventually I fell away and we fell out of contact for a few years. And then I can't even remember where I met him, but I just started coaching. And we linked up, and he'd had a different focus from the first one. It was more when we were working that business. It was the only part of him that I really knew was this aspect of being focused on building a team to generate income. But when we reintroduced, when we re-met each other, it was solely about the community, the African Caribbean community, 100%. I mean, he was all in. We swapped numbers, and once he got my number, he would regularly invite me onto radio shows. And the main thing that really stuck with me about Brother Dougie is just his desire to see us as a people make progress, no matter what. That was his thing. What can we do so that we can move forwards? What can we do so we can make progress? What can we do so that we can continue to build something and generate something and create something that is legacy lasting? He was like that. And he would call me, I mean, like all hours of the night, all hours of the day. In fact, you know,
I think we all know about the late calls.
Mervyn, how you doing? What time?
We just not sewing our man. We just not sewing our man.
Yes. But one event in my life a few years ago, my wife had a diagnosis of breast cancer, and I was speaking to Dougie, and I sort of mentioned it to him, and he said, "So what do you want to do?" Because I know he's very, very much on the holistic side of treatment. And so I said, well, you know, I'm going to see what my wife wants to do. Because he said immediately, he said, listen, I've got a lot of things I can help you with. I said, I want to see what she wants to do, and then we'll take it from there. And, you know, my wife elected to go down the conventional route, if you like, which is chemo and all the rest of it. And when I said to him, look, she wants to do the conventional thing, he said, I don't care. As long as she wants it, as long as she gets better, that's the main thing. Mm-hmm. There was no judgment in it. There was no, you know, she should try this, she should try that. And he was just literally there for me. It was actually like one of my brothers, because he would call me at least once every week, just to find out through the whole period. How's it going? How you doing? How's your wife? How's the kids? I mean, right through, and you know, she's through it now. Come out the other side, and she's well. But he was a support that really, you know, he didn't have to do that because he was busy organising events, running his radio show, and for me, for him to still find time to make that call, just to find out how things are going. Tremendous man. He has my utmost respect.
Yeah,
completely true. Yeah. Awesome guy. Awesome.
Very much.
One of a kind.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. You know, I think that for me to follow up on that is when I was at a radio interview and I met up with Darren Henry. And Darren Henry said to me, Lyndon, you need to go to Brother Dougie's event. But I didn't know Dougie at the time. And he said, you need to go to this event. It'd be really good for you. We need you in the community. We need you there. You know? So I said to him, okay, I'll go. So I made arrangements to go down there to the event. And I had a table there. I booked a table there. But I didn't know I had to pay £30 for the table. You know? So I got there. I got a table. And the Dougie came up to me. But I didn't know it was Dougie at the time. And he said to me, have you paid for your table? Your £30 for your table? I said, I didn't know I had to pay for the table. And at that time, I was like, bro, you know, and I had no money on me. And he said to me, well, you know, just after a while, he just said to me, okay, just give me what you got, you know, when we finish. So I was there, I sold a couple of books at the event. I was very uncomfortable, to be honest with you, because it was a cultural event, you know, and this was in Tottenham. And the thing about it, I met people at this event, yeah, where I knew people from school, from the school, because I went to Drayton School, and it's like people I haven't seen for like 20 years or more. You know, so when I got there, I was in a comfort zone, but an uncomfortable zone. You know, because there's so much culture around me, but that wasn't my lifestyle before. I didn't know the black community would be getting together like this and doing events like this, predominantly all black. And I thought to myself, wow, you know. So I was uncomfortable as well. So when I eventually got a table, I started setting up my table in my own little way, you know, which I was very wishy-washy at the beginnings, you know. So I just set my table to do my bits and pieces, and I met some other people there. I met Grace, the Amazing Grace there as well. You remember Amazing Grace? I met Amazing Grace there, and now me and Grace have become very good friends. And at the end of the event there, I sold a couple of books, but I was broke, man. But I said to myself, you know, I got to give this guy something. You know, this is Brother Dougie. I've got to give him something. So I gave him like I can't remember if it's £5 or £10 I gave him, you know, and he appreciated it. And they said, okay, you could, at that time, they gave me a spot to like a 5-minute talk about my book. And when he heard my story, he came up to me and he said to me, Lyndon, I like you, man. I like your story. I got your back. Do you know what I'm saying? He says, I've got your back. And when he said that to me, it's like, okay, I've read that before. You know, what does it mean? So
you follow through.
Yeah, 100% and more. 100% and more.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it, I when I done my first event in Shepherd's Bush, he came to that event. I wasn't expecting him to be there, and he took a bus down there. Yeah, from Tottenham to Shepherd's Bush. You're by bus. Yeah, okay. And he met up with Grace there as well. And then he came to another one of my events in Redbridge Library. Yeah, okay, my own personal event. You know, so when he turned up to my event and he sat there and we had a good discussion, I spent most of my time when I was setting up talking to Dougie, yeah, before I even started my event, you know, and I'm still setting up talking to him. And he came to another one of my events in Hackney, New Dawn restaurant place in Hackney, yeah, in Wells Street it was, yeah. And the funny thing about it, my brother came that evening as well. I did not expect my brother to come, and my brother knew Dougie. They knew each other for years. My brother knew Dougie longer than I did from school days, yeah. And then some of my cousins, they turned up because my cousins, they lived in Hackney, and some of them, they knew Dougie as well, longer than I did. So I didn't know Dougie. So everything that he was doing, and that's the same evening, Imani, he put me on the phone to you.
Oh yes.
That's the first time I spoke to you on the phone. I'm setting up for an event, yeah. Dougie's sitting down on the phone, yeah, talking to Imani. And come and talk to Imani. And that's like, and remember we had a chat, Imani, you know. And then it's like that from there. So when Dougie is a man of his word, that's what. To be honest with you, when I found out that he passed, I just bawled, man.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about it, I couldn't comprehend why I was bawling so much until I started to talk to a couple of people, and they said some people affect you in different ways. When somebody means something more than just a friend or just an associate, there's an inner, deeper feeling about a person that comes out when certain situations are dealt with, appears. And this is what happened with Dougie, you know. He spoiled the rest of my week. You know, I remember I woke up the same morning and I thought to myself, gosh, you know, I'm gonna get ready, do all my stuff. And when I saw the message, I looked sharp, cut my hair, everything, ready to do videos, talk to people, make phone calls. I was just stunned. I was so devastated, you know. So devastated. So for me personally, it's a big loss, and it's a big loss to the community and so many people. You know,
massive loss.
Yeah,
so many people.
Absolutely, and that's what I want to ask you all to answer is what do you feel, was the thing that Brother Dougie, because I do feel that he is the glue that keeps the community together. And what do you feel that we need to do to keep that legacy that he started?
Well, somebody got to be the axis, because he was an axis. He was, a real strong axis that things revolved around.
That's a big one. There's some huge boots to fill there.
Because people gravitate to him. They gravitated to him.
I'll tell you another thing he said to me. Because when I met him, when I looked to the face and I realized after a while, I know this face, and it was from the posters, the guys outside the train station said, I used to always see this guy leaning over and grabbing posters and selling, and a big crowd around him, and he'd be selling posters, those black posters. But I didn't know him then. So when I met him, I said, I know this guy. So one day I put it to him. I said, yeah, and he said, yeah. He said, but he said it was too much money. He said the money was just too. It was just too much. It's too, too influencing. That kind of vibe. So obviously most of us are gonna raise our eyebrows. We're gonna think like, wow. And but yeah, it was just about the people. He was about the message. He was about helping people come out of their ignorance, and that meant more to him than the money.
Yeah. Can I just come in there, please? Because Kentu, that's a really, really powerful point that you make. Because I remember coming from my coaching background, we used to have many discussions about how to the various ways in which you can help our people to advance. And one of the things that I suggested, it was like banging my head against a brick wall, in fact, was one of the things that we need in our community is a flow of money. It needs to move around a community. And he always charges £5 for his events. There were top quality individuals that were doing the presentations, experts in their fields, that if you were to speak with them individually, it would cost 50, 60, 70, anything up to 100, 150 pounds per session. And here they were getting it for £5. And I said to him, listen, let's just start to move the price up. Make it £5, then 6, then 7. He said, no, keep it at 5. We need to get it to as many people as possible. And so I was thinking, but people can pay. They'll pay 15 quid for a takeout, 20 quid. They'll go to eat at a restaurant, pay 60, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Come on, we can spend more than that. But he was always about the person with the least. He wanted everybody to get a piece of the action. And he really was a man of the people in that respect, because he would mix and mingle with everybody, irrespective of where they came from. So whether you were a sharp go-getter, business analyst, or whether you would just come off the streets and could barely string together a sentence, Brother Dougie would engage in conversation like you and him or you and her is partner for life. He was a man of the people, top quality, top quality, top drawer. Really, really respect him. He stuck to his guns. So again, Imai, that's a really challenging question to answer. It would probably take 3, maybe 4 people to do what Dougie's doing. The other thing is, if I may say so, is that just in terms of his energy at the front of the room, on the radio station, you see him at the front a lot. But what most people don't realise, he's also at the back, because he doesn't just come up and just pick up the mic and say, how's everyone doing? He actually organises the event from day one, from the get-go. He goes right through. So he organises it, facilitates it, organises the speakers, promotes it, the store. Oh man, he just did everything. So again, them some big boots to fill, believe me. And I'm telling you, I would not be able to fill those boots. And that's a testament to him, really, and his forthright way in which he went about things. Just top quality. He's sadly missed, really.
You know, and I think as well, when I first heard his show, I hadn't heard any sort of radio show like that. I don't know if you all agree, you know. This was back in, 2007, 2008, or, that sort of time, where he was doing, talking about personal development, spirituality. I don't know if anybody remembers Sandra Hurst, who used to be with him as well. Sorry, are you saying, go ahead.
No, I remember on the radio, go ahead.
Yeah, so again, what Mervyn's just saying there, that he really wanted, because he was very, the mind power, how we use our mind, our subconscious mind, was really important to him. And so hearing Mervyn say that he wanted to keep the price, for the seminars that he kept for everybody, so that everyone could make it and understand how to use their mind and, things like that. And that's what fascinated me when I heard his radio show. And when I eventually got my own, I always felt, I wanted to keep that up, because that was something that was really important to me as well. And I wondered how important is the mind to you, and how, did you discuss that type of thing with Brother Dougie? Because I know all three of you worked closely on certain seminars with him.
Yeah. Well, for me, I did a lot of events that he'd done. I was there to support and help wherever I can, and I think one of the greatest thing that's happened to me, for me personally, because I grew up in Tottenham, and when I started to go to events in the Parkview, the Chestnut Centre, St Anne's Library, I started to meet loads of friends that I haven't seen for years. So he reconnected me with a lot of my old schoolmates, and I'm still in contact with them now. It's like one of my good friends from school, Andrew Reid. I don't know if any of you guys know Andrew Reid. He was running for councillor for South Tottenham, and I've seen Andrew for many years. And it's like, I was like, what are you doing here? It's like, there's another guy, Ivor Jarvis. Yeah, Ivor Jarvis. He lived about 2 minutes from my house when I was a child. Because his parents still live around the corner from me, and we grew up together. And I didn't even recognize Ivor when I first saw him, but I recognized his voice because he got a deep voice, And then we connected again. So Dougie's he's brought a lot of my friends back to me, associated within my local area. This is why when I was going down to Tottenham to go and visit my mum, I'd make a note to find out if the Chestnut Centre is open to see if Dougie's around and meet up with him. And a few times we did as well, So yeah, I don't know. For me personally, it's a tough one. It really is. It's tough to know if there's an event going on in Tottenham, who's organising it, and do you want to be part of what someone else is doing? Mm-hmm. Have they got the same characteristics or the same intentions like him? Are they going to say, okay, like Merv was saying, charge £5 at a door? Because some people ain't doing that nowadays.
Yeah. I'm saying, come on, man, at least a tenner. Yeah, people can stump up a tenner.
Yeah.
It's not that much. He was there with it. £5.
Yeah.
£5.
Yeah.
And he used to fill the halls as well.
Yes. Very much.
Massive promoter, man. Massive promoter. But,
He used to pay through the nose for a Parkview as well,
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I went to Parkview was packed. It's packed. Yeah. I don't know if you know the hallway in Parkview, they got tables on one side of the wall, tables on the back side of the wall, and tables down the middle. And then there's another around the back area. They've got tables there, and it's funny. I was in the back area there. That's where the toilets area is, right? And they got tables near the main door. There's another main door there, and I bumped into a guy there. Paul Grant. And Paul Grant used to be in another school, but he used to come to Drayton. And we used to meet up through other friends on a regular basis when we was at school. I'm looking and he's looking at me, he's like, what? He's like, oh my gosh, Dougie's Dougie made my heart jump enough time. He gave me goosebumps enough time for the people that came to his event. It's amazing. So that is So someone needs to have events in Tottenham on a regular basis. There, that Chestnut Centre, St Anne's Library, you know, is I'm missing it.
Yeah, it's an emotional, a really emotional week, and you just don't realise, do you, when someone's gone, how, you know, the huge hole that they leave behind, and I can, you know, we can all sense it with the three of you talking there. Is there anyone want to kind of talk about, you know, some of the things that you've done, you know, some of the events, and because I know he was big on health, and I know obviously with Lyndon, with your story, you kind of got together and did a few things, and also with Kenzu as well. So anyone want to talk about how important health was to it?
To be honest with you, you know, I think Dougie saw something, a combination between us three, you know, because he put us on a panel together, you know, and to be honest with you, even when we started, when we first started the panel together, we don't know how the combination is going to come about, because we all got different versions, different stories, different lifestyles, things to share. But I think it became a powerful unit, because we've done it, I think, twice, isn't it? I think we've done it on two occasions. Yeah, we've done it at the library, wasn't it? At St Anne's Library, and at one at Chestnut, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. You know, and I think on those occasions, he obviously saw a good combination of three guys.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, so I think. Sorry.
Oh, go on. Sorry. Go on.
No, I think this is a compliment to him. So maybe we should do something together for him one day.
Hold on. That's what I was alluding to when I asked what you carrying on in his name. I felt, you know, are you three going to continue? Because I think Brother Dougie had the ability to put people together. He kind of knew who would work well with who, and who. Yeah.
It's Sister Imani. You sound like Brother Dougie now.
I'm highly favoured. I'm highly favoured to get that. Oh my God.
Brother Dougie, I think I've just found the person. What do you say, guys?
Sister Dougie, there you are.
We need a manager.
No, but seriously, I've seen the three of you, you know, do a seminar and with Brother Dougie, and definitely there's a synergy there. So yeah,
it's a good idea.
The only thing I can visually see this working straight off the bat is with Auntie Jean's event. You know, because don't forget, the Auntie Jean is normally at the African market.
Yes, that was pivotal, wasn't it? The African market. My God.
Yeah, but this is where Dougie was always at as well. He always supported Auntie Jean, and she's looking for a place in Tottenham anyway, you know, to do events there. You know, so maybe we can do something with Auntie Jean one day. They said, can we do something when she's definitely going to do something for Brother Dougie anyway. You know, she has to do something. So I would probably talk to her about it and see, when you do an event, can us three get together and do an event like Brother? Obviously, we need someone to compare like him, but there's no one can compare like him. You know, so yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else want to kind of chime in there and share their thoughts?
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea, actually.
It
did work really well before.
Yeah, I mean, he was very proud of the team. He was, you know, he spoke very highly of us three, you know, as a team. He really exalted that. So yeah, it would be great to keep it going somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, it can work. If we're all up for it, I'm up for it definitely anyway. And I think it can work in aspects of we link it up with RDG, because she has events already, saving us the time and energy of putting something together.
Right, yeah.
We just plug into one of her events, which is having. So I know she's got the Garvey Centre in Lewisham now. You know what I'm saying, as well. So I don't know if Lewisham's good for any of you guys, but I don't mind travelling anyway. So. Or the Tottenham one, which is easier, because we all met at Tottenham anyway, so which is easier. I'm based in High Wycombe anyway, Buckinghamshire, so the travelling to me is nothing anyway. It's nothing.
Yeah.
No problem to me.
Any are they? You know, Brother Dougie always had phrases and things he would say, and you know, is there any? Have you got any that you can remember? Any sort of his quotes? Yeah.
That's why he would say for the Dr. Africa, he would quote. He would always say, "If you."
Oh yes.
Dr. Africa said, if you're ignorant, they've got a business. If you know what there's no business. Once you have the knowledge and you know and you're aware, there's no business. But if you're ignorant, they got a business.
All right.
He used to repeat that one quite often.
Yeah, the one that he used to say to me, or what I heard him say, is my mess gave you my message.
Oh yeah.
My mess have come with a message.
Yeah.
And it took me a bit of time to kind of listen to it and work it out. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got myself in a mess with type 2 diabetes, which is a very good thing. But me getting into my mess came with a message. And me reversing my type 2 diabetes, it came with a message to other people that,
of course,
number one, you can either reverse it, you can cure it or heal it, or number two, you have the foundation to do that now.
Most definitely.
So I don't think I know, but he saw things in people that made them work together. He saw the combinations. He knew what his vision was and how to portray it.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if it was actually he was the first one to coin the phrase, but he used to say, "Your health is your wealth."
Yes.
And I thought, wow, that is just because you got no health. Don't care how much money you got. You can have £2 million, a billionaire. Man, when death comes calling, no matter how much money you got, you're going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your health that is your wealth.
Yeah.
Not your car. Not your house. You know what I mean? Your health is your wealth. That was really profound. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he was a really, really great guy. Really great guy. Sorely, sorely missed. Having said that, I just for my take on when somebody makes that transition, as aggrieved as I am as a human, I also recognize and pay more attention to how great he was. So it is a loss. I get it. But he was awesome. I feel blessed and honored and privileged to have even been in his presence. So for me, he lives on. His physical form is not here, but the man, I've got him in my heart. Just like I know I was in his heart. He was an awesome man. Awesome.
100%.
Awesome. Loved him, man. Loved him. In fact, I was at I think it was the Wood Green Library about 3 weeks. It was just as this COVID business was really beginning to take off. And I was in there in a meeting and he walked in and said, "Mo, how you doing?" And we just had a little
Oh man, you got that job, you got that one, man.
We had, but the thing is, I mean, hindsight is such a wonderful thing, because had I known that would be the last time I would ever see him,
wow,
I would have said, hold on, guys, I need to speak to this guy. Or I would have said, listen, and I was saying to myself, me and him got to catch up. And I never got around to doing it. That was about 3 weeks before he died. I never got around to doing it. So it's, for me, that's another, take each day, be precious in each day, appreciate each day, because you just don't know. And it's not just, you don't know when your last day is, you don't know when your people's last day is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes we go around with bad mind for no damn good reason.
Not good.
We don't know. Nobody knows.
I can't remember the last time I saw him. It's like I speak to him so much, that I see him all the time.
Yeah.
I spoke to him Saturday, I spoke to him Sunday, and then I got that message come through Monday. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, you always get that kind of say, just I give a man a song. Just I give a man a song. You know? And you know, when he calls it, I just stop everything. You know, I put on my headphones and you know, I just relax and I know, time to talk. You know.
Wow. No, I'm just enjoying listening to. Yeah, carry on. We're eavesdropping here and enjoying. We're getting some interference.
But like Mervyn said, I mean, he would speak to anyone. He had time for anyone. As much as we say, you know, he's about the black community, but I've seen him relate to all different races and creeds.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I've witnessed that myself, how he's, you know, related to them, and I think that's, you know, that just really. Put the icing on the cake. Yeah, to his character. Prejudice and racist. He definitely wanted us to advance, but not at the expense of other people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, us to advance, but he was again top quality. Really, a real giant.
You know, as you're saying that, I feel, and it just came to me that Brother Dougie talks to the soul of the person and doesn't really, and even himself. Would you say it's almost like there wasn't much of an ego? You know, some people just don't have that. You know, they don't show that side of them. You know, that part of them is not running the show. Not at all. What I felt was running his show was his vision. And, you know, he would see people as, like I was saying, you know, how he connected you three together. He'd see souls and he would speak to the soul of people. Yeah. So, but, we're enjoying, you know, hearing you all talk about your relationship, your friendship, and the body of work of Brother Dougie. And that's the thing. What would you say about the body of work of, because he did so many things. I mean, I think he did about 3 or 4, you know, big, you know, like you said, you know, these seminars weren't small. They were hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah.
What would you say about the body of work that he's kind of, you know, he's done, and what you think about that?
Well, his radio broadcasts were just incredible, and he would be do shows for hours on end. I remember 4,
5, 6. You'd fall asleep and wake up, and
I made the mistake of going to this. I made the mistake of going, because normally I do it on the phone with him. He said, "Come down to the studio." But then I was sucked into the black hole. Graveyard shift. Yeah. We started at about 11. And we just went right through it. It must have been 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
My wife was blowing up my phone. Mervyn, where you at? You said you've gone to radio station.
Yeah, man. So it's funny enough, when I first started with him, it was every week I was coming out of on that road. I was walking out on that, you know, road. 3, 4 o'clock. I'm coming out in the car, dropping him home, and then we get to his house, and then there's more reasoning outside his door.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. Pure love.
So a body of work, I would say, in terms of the subject matter, definitely mental well-being.
Yeah.
Also, holistic health and healing. But
he was just getting into that. The mental health, he was just, you know.
He was definitely pushing. But I think when he started to ask me to come to talk at the mental health events, I think to myself, I'm doing diabetes, man. I was like, you were talking about? I'm doing diabetes.
But did he ever tell you what your angle was on that, though, Lyndon?
No, he didn't really. He just said, your story is so strong. People need to hear your story. You know,
it's the mind shift.
Yeah, but I had to, to be honest with you, I had to analyze. And up to now, I know how to analyze it now, because when they talk about the mental health issue, I need to think of, okay, Lyndon, when did your mental health issue have to kick in for the positive or the negative for what you've achieved? That this is where I have to find the line, and the only time I can seriously think is when I was diagnosed and they told me I was diabetic, and I asked the question, what do I need to do now? Do I take the medication or do I not take the medication? That is the defining moment for me.
Yeah, and that's the part you wanted to promote. Yeah, so
yeah, no, that's fine. That's when I analysed it. I thought, okay, that for me, no matter what happened in my story, my journey, the mental health issue is for lots of people out there. When you meet people out there who's been diabetic for many years, and they're type 2 diabetic, and it's only lifestyle change they got to deal with, what's going on in their head to keep them diabetic type 2? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just talking type 2. I'm not talking type 1, I'm talking type 2. Because type 2 is just a lifestyle of what you put in your mouth. And my thinking is, Linda, you know something? I don't know what's happened to you, but Dougie sees something into you that your mental health or your mental ability can help other people. And I'm not sure if it was Kenzie or Merv who was talking about there was a network marketing business before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And I'll be honest with you, I was in network marketing business before. I'm still in the network marketing business now because I joined up with another one. Yeah, okay. And the training that I got from them, I've never got from any job. Yeah, I've never got from any association with any people outside of that made you feel positive, that gave you the books to read, to put your mindset in a place that you can achieve that £1 million. Do you understand me? So Dougie was on a journey of getting us, other people, other organizations across the board, to share our story and journey, because don't forget, on times he'd have me doing diabetes, he'd have Errol McKellar doing prostate cancer, he'd have Charlotte Crowell doing cancer, Charlotte Crowell is a cancer survivor, and then she'd have us as well doing other things. Do you understand me? So he didn't just bring one
one subject,
One subject. It was a vast range of subjects. I remember when, Dougie's from North London, from Tottenham. He goes to Hackney, has an event there, and it's packed. It's packed. I remember when he was there, we had to cut Vasco's talk short. Vasco goes, I'm not even halfway through my talk yet. So
Vasco can talk for England, man.
So just think that there's a video that I done. No, I didn't do. There's a video that I posted. I think it was the same day or the following day. Like a slideshow. This was done last year. It wasn't done. Some people may think, brother Dougie's passed away, so Lyndon's quickly put this together. No, this was done last year after the event. So just think what he meant to us back then.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. So if anyone says to you, Lyndon only done this video because I was going through my photos, I wanted to find a photo of Dougie, and then this slideshow came up. I thought, wow, and this was done by my IT guy back then. So just think, if my IT guy put that
Lyndon, sorry to cut you, but even if you did it like because of Dougie's passing, more power to you. Yes. More power to you. It's the right thing to do anyway. Yeah. It's powerful that it's from last year, but if you just did it right now, that would have been the right time to. Yeah, more
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Because so you got to think about it. Some people are ready to jump on you to judge you.
Yes, very quick.
Do you know something? I'm part of probably about 10 different WhatsApp groups. Yeah, okay. So I posted the videos in the groups that I had. Yeah, and somebody replied to me and said to me, "This is a business group."
Oh dear.
Would you believe it?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
This is a business group. They didn't think, that we're representing someone or that we'll let this one go.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? They said it's a business group. So I thought to myself, cool. I just replied to him, thank you.
Yeah, that's the right answer, really. Yeah.
Because I don't think if there was a multimillionaire, they wouldn't have been in a WhatsApp group like this. Do you hear me? So people got their priorities in their own line. But at the end of the day, some people don't know what another human being to another human being is, especially in our culture, what we're going through nowadays. Yeah, and when you got people like Brother Dougie supporting us, giving us the lift, giving us the opportunity to express our businesses, to express our feelings to the wider nation, to wider world. It's like it's mad. It's mad. Look, I'm talking with you guys today. Before my book, I was just going home to work to home, and I honestly don't believe if I didn't meet up with Dougie, I don't think I would have been so confident in what I was doing, because he got me on the radio station so often, and when you get on radio so often, your confidence builds. Your confidence builds about your own story, your own journey, and then you analyze it. And then when you sit down with him, he tells you, just do what you're doing. So you feel like, I don't need to change nothing. I got the approval of somebody. But the thing about it, to be honest with you, I didn't know how influential Dougie really, really was. And I probably still don't. Because the amount of people that he knew and influenced, is even like, for example, Judith Jacob. Yeah, okay. You guys know Judith. I know Judith Jacob from a child, isn't it? Yeah, Eastern and from the Real McCoy back in the day. Back in the day when she used to be Real McCoy, and we used to watch these programs every week. You know what I'm saying? And to know that Dougie know Judith Jacob and I know her, it's like, where am I coming from to meet up with these people? So he knew so many people. I thought. That's why I was humbled with any time I'm around him. No time have I gonna disrespect him for no reason at all. Because we need people like him in the community. Seriously, I don't care what anybody. He's missed, man, big time. He's a hole in the community now.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody have an untoward word to say about Brother Dougie. Exactly. Ever. Nobody. I've been texting some of my friends from the network, big guys who are really, really doing well, and they're devastated. Yeah. They're gutted. Wow. He's top class.
You could just see the light in his face, just knowing, when you've done your work and it's touched the people, and and you feel confident, and it's like he felt, even more. Pleasure from the whole event than you yourself. It just lit up his face knowing that everybody's happy, man. Yeah. Lit up his face. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, all these it's almost like you can feel Brother Dougie's presence as you're talking, all the stories and things that are coming out now. And what I know Kenzo would like to speak about Dr. Layla Africa, but before we go there, I just wanted to ask each of you, just because a lot of people are so upset this week, as we can see when you go on Facebook, and people are really shocked about what's happened. And if you've just got a few words you would like to say to them, to kind of, I think Mervyn said earlier on, although it's sad, he was saying that, there's something to look forward to pertaining to Brother Dougie's, not something to look forward to, but, there's always something positive as well, as in his message. And as we've been sort of looking at the different things that he said, the little messages that the little quotes he would always make. So is there anything you'd like to say before we talk about Dr. Layla Africa? Because I know Kenzo really wants to, and speak about him as well.
Again, there's nobody who's going to be able to fill his boots. They're unfillable. What is it they say? The mold has been broken. When the die was cast,
one of a kind.
That's right. Totally and utterly unique. a real presence in our community. He'll be sorely missed, sorely. But glad to have known him. Yes. Happy to have known him.
Yeah.
All the better for knowing him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I just want to say, because with myself and Dougie, there was a bit of a break at one point, and well, I think it was really my journey. And then when I kind of came back on the scene, my message had changed, if I could say, or a bit upgraded, sort of thing, some life experiences and whatever. And I wasn't sure because it was, some people, it wasn't an easy message to be received, and I wasn't sure, it was in 2 months, and I think I called once in 2018 as I'd just kind of been resurfaced, and I wasn't sure. I was just thinking, well, Dougie, he's going to really think I'm mad, man. It's probably the last time I'm going to go on his show. And as we know right now, it was the complete reverse, and I think that side of our relationship is really, really, if the first half and the first side of it wasn't strong and concrete, the second half just really just set things in stone, because he took to the message like, just like, I couldn't believe it. He just took to the message that I'm telling you in a way that nobody else has, nobody else. And I just find that robustness in him, that determination, that to just and to face truth, just to face the truth and accept the truth is unbelievable. He's touched me in such a way, that just words can't reach it,
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Lyndon, what would you like to say?
Well, there's so much to say. There's so many different stories, but the influence that he puts into you, the strength that he gives you, the just by his stillness, the way his mannerisms sometimes, he makes you just feel confident within yourself. Because he never said to me, do this or do that. Just go and do your thing, Just go and do, just go do your thing, Because don't forget, there's many people out there, they'll judge you for what you do, They'll look between the cracks and they'll look for the wrong, the negative rather than the positive. But he never sees a negative. He always sees a positive. He takes your message for what it is, and he lets you portray it. He doesn't say to you, don't go that way, don't go this way, don't go up, don't go right. He says, just do what you do. Because he knows what you do is what you're doing it best.
Yeah.
That's why I've got so much. This is why one of the things is, I still can't comprehend why I'm so emotional, but I'm still so emotional. Do you understand me? Because I've known you for such a short time, and it's very rare that you meet people and you feel a way like that.
Hello. Oh, it looks like we'll wait for Lyndon to come back on. Lyndon.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
I think we're waiting for Lyndon.
No, it's just me and you, Kenzie.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back in. But yeah, I mean, obviously you could hear the emotion in Lyndon's voice there. Okay, I think we have our 3 amazing kings back. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Awesome,
yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know we were in the middle. I know Lyndon was in the middle of just saying his, just sharing his last few words about Brother Dougie.
Yeah. Well, like I was just saying, he gave you the platform to share your story. To share your story. It's as simple as that. He opened up to you. He understood what your message was, and your message had to be shared to everybody, you know. So I remember one of the first time that I heard you, Kenzo, you know, and your story, and it's like, wow, you know, the way where you've come from. I think to myself, geez, who's looking at that saying, who am I sitting next to? You know? And I just had admiration for both of you guys. You know what I'm saying? For me, from my position, it's an honor and a privilege to be on the same table as you guys. You know?
Likewise.
It's an honor and a privilege, you know, because, you know, sometimes we go through life and we just live in life. You know, we don't think about anything else. You know, and when Brother Dougie bring us together, it's for a reason. Just think of all the people that he knows.
Yeah.
And he's got his own event on, and he put us at the table, on the top table as the
speakers.
Yeah. Question and answer
To
sessions.
share the wisdom.
Yeah. The question and answer sessions. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful. That is powerful. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
For him to want us to do it again and again, that says such a lot. That says so much. It really does. I think as a group of us, you know, the only thing that we can really, one of the things we can do, we can do an event not an event like that, but do something as a panel like we did before at an Auntie Jean's event. You know, because obviously he knows who we are and what we're doing, and we just said, listen, let's do an event like in memory of Dougie, you know, and this is how we used to do it.
In memory, yes. That sounds great.
Sure, I'm up for that.
That sounds great. Okay, so gentlemen, kings, we're, you know, the week before Brother Dougie passed, Dr. Layla Africa, and we know how much Dr. Layla Africa meant to Brother Dougie. And I know you've trained under Dr. Layla Africa, Enzo, so do you want to, again, the other gentleman, I don't know if you know Dr. Layla Africa, but, you know, you're welcome to chip in. But Kenzo is going to talk to us about him.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't go far. It doesn't stray away from, you know, the message, you know, Dougie's memory at all. Because, like you said, Dougie is, he was mad in love with Dr. Layla Africa, you know, and it's just funny how they both passed. You know, well, it's not funny, but it's no coincidence that they both passed.
Yeah, because he told me that he passed. Yeah, because just before that, he told me about Dr. Layla Africa. And he told me that Dr. Layla Africa was at an interview with Damon Dash.
Okay.
Yeah, with Damon Dash. And that's when I started...
Is that the diabetes guy?
Yeah, he's got type 1 diabetic, but he was from Rockefeller with Jay-Z back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And he's got his own Damon Dash diabetes network, you know? So Dougie told me to look at one of his videos. So I looked at all of his videos. And the information that I got from one of his videos, if you guys have watched the Damon Dash diabetes video, there's one with the Dr. Layla, when he's wearing a red gown kind of top, Damon Dash, the message in that video is so powerful.
What, is that when Layla spoke about diabetes being like attribute to the ghetto life?
Yeah, all of it. There's three videos he does with it. Yeah, okay. and the doctors. You need to, and I know he played the version of that on his show as well. He played something on his show. He did, Brother Dougie. And I just wanted to watch all of them, but the last video just blew my mind because the non-holistic person didn't want to come off of insulin. Do you know what I'm saying? He didn't know any different. But Dr. Layla said, you can come off of insulin and still survive, but you got to do it in the right way. And one of the things that Dr. Layla said to Damon Dash, because Damon Dash was determined to find out, can I reverse, can I cure my type 1 diabetes? That's all Damon Dash was. That's all he wants to say. Can I cure it? Can I cure it? And Dr. Layla said to him, you know something? Your mind's not ready. He told him straight. He said, your mind's not ready. And
now you know why Dougie picked you.
You know, and when you listen to what he's saying, it is so true. Because when you read between the lines what Dr. Layla is saying, he said your mind's not ready. He's telling him you got to detox, cleanse, clear your body of everything that you're not supposed to be eating. Yeah. You know, you got to change your lifestyle. It's not just about you give up one thing. It's a total lifestyle change. It is. You know, I know 3 people who was on insulin. Yeah, obviously, you know my story. My cousin Ken, he was on insulin. Yeah, and he took himself off insulin, and people can't believe it. I've introduced him to type 1 diabetics because my cousin Ken was diabetic. He no longer takes insulin. Yeah, but people can't believe that, and they still don't believe it. Yeah. I'm telling my cousin Ken, you need to speak to Dougie, man. Get him onto the events. You know, but my cousin is doing his own thing. You know, but just think, Dougie pushes you in a direction that's going to help you do things. Yeah, for the better. Yeah, it's like when you guys obviously know about Dave Murphy. Listen, when Dougie introduced Dave Murphy, and I was at an event when he talked about the urine therapy. Yeah, okay, we're going down a different line now. Yeah, we're going down a different line now. When I first met Dave Murphy at one of his events, Dave Murphy had a table with the books. I had a table with the books. Nobody came to me after. Everybody went to Dave for his £50 book. It's funny. Psychologically, just think about it. Psychologically, yeah, I'm selling a book, say for example, for £12. Yeah. People come to my table, they'll think about spending £12, yeah? But once they saw Dave's book at £15, they did not hesitate to buy it. Yeah? Because there's a message in the book. Yeah? There's a message. There's so many times when I spoke to Brother Dougie, he always wanted to get Dave to come to his events. Always. You know, but Dave was always busy doing his own thing, and he didn't live in London either. You know?
That was his last show, you know. He had Dave on at the last show.
I was listening to that. But Kenzie, you was.
I didn't hear it. Dougie told me all about it afterwards.
Yeah, but I don't know we need to hear that show back again. Yeah, okay. Let's just when you speak to Jammers, yeah, or whoever on SLR.
Jammers is coming on after
about midnight.
He's coming on he's coming on after at midnight. He's going to come on and talk.
So listen to me, guys. Listen to me very carefully. You need to listen to that show again. Yeah, okay? And listen to Dougie's voice. Listen to his voice. He doesn't sound like Dougie. He sounded like a child. He sounded like a teenager on that night show. Yeah, he sounded so different. I thought it was a pre-recording. Yeah? I thought it was a pre-recording of him and Dave, but Dave was answering the questions like, "This is a live thing." You know, it was a live thing. So I rang Dougie the next morning and said, "Dougie, you okay? Because you sounded such like a young man last night. You sound such a young." I'll tell you have to listen to it. There's only one person I spoke to about that, and they said to me, "You know something, Lyndon?" They said, "You know what it probably is? Once a man, twice a child." Yeah, so something was going on. Why the clarity of his voice was good that night. And when I spoke to him the next morning, he wasn't even coughing as he was about a week ago before I was talking to him. And this was on a Wednesday. So his show was on a Tuesday night. This was a Wednesday. You need to listen. You need to listen to it. You know something. You know when you're connected to a person, you hear certain vibrations. You feel certain vibrations about it, which you can open up about. But they was answering the questions like, "This is a life thing." And I'm just saying to this because if I didn't have a connection with Dougie in the way that I did, I would never have rang him the next morning and asked him about it. You'd have just forgotten about it and moved on.
So, as we were saying, we were talking about different things. We were wanting Dr. Layla Africa because, he passed and when I spoke to Brother Dougie, because when I heard, I knew how Brother Dougie meant, what he meant to Brother Dougie, and he said he couldn't even talk about Dr. Layla on his show at that time because it was too raw, it was too difficult. So I just would like for Henzo to really just share.
He called me Sunday night. I didn't hear about he told me about in Africa. And, I couldn't believe it as usual. And I went, while he was on the phone, I went on and checked it on the Facebook and we saw the official notice. We were both just zoned out, after that. We just kind of hung up the phone, just said we speak or whenever. And then I didn't speak to him for a few days until the Saturday or the Sunday. But yeah, I mean, he was well hurt by the passing of Dr. Layla Africa, But switching over to Layla for a moment. That man, definitely. I mean, between the two of them, it's just dynamic. Just the two for myself, my journey, because Layla really shifted me in many areas. I remember I was in Jamaica and I basically booked first of all, I was inquiring about his course, and he was out, we were just, he was getting to know me, I was getting to know about the course over the email. And then all of a sudden I got this email saying, this is the only email you're going to get, it's booked, you're going to come to my house and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, wow. It was like to say, don't ask no questions, just do this, And I nearly faltered. I nearly did, because when you go and speak to other people, someone said to me that don't sound right. Anyway, good thing I shrugged that aside and I made it there.
Dodgy second opinion, man.
Yeah, and it was just, I felt so proud. The man picked me up from this airport and I was like, wow, I'm Dr. Layla Africa's, picked me up and we're riding. And we went to his house and I started the course and so forth. And I'm telling you, profound. The information is profound. And the next morning I woke up and I just said, what you taught me yesterday is just profound. So, I'm blown away. And we did, a few more days and so forth. And I came back another time, but, like I said, later certified. But he always guided me. I would always be able to liaise with him all the way through my initial few months in the clinic in Jamaica and so forth. But the holism, it's in one of his books where he says, and I don't know if a lot of people know that Layla Africa, he was pronounced dead at the age 9 or 10. I don't know if anybody knows that.
No.
Yeah, he got shot at school. This is a story. He gave us the story in London, actually, in the Enterprise. He told us the story in a small class. And they come and they covered him up. The doctor covered him and pronounced him dead.
Wow.
Yeah. And he came back round, obviously, but he forgot everything. You see, he forgot everything. So he had to relearn. He's about age, I think he was age 10, or 9 or 10 or around that age. He had to relearn everything. So this is where he started to study psychology and Freudism and all those. He just went, full in. So you can see there's these things that have happened to us, which basically, they thrust you into your mission. Like we said, your mess is your message. Yes. So going through that. But in the book, it says, holistic health is my language. It is how life communicates to me and how I communicate to life. It is my voice in this life. And when you get to know him, when you hear, a lot of us know, you can actually see and feel that, and that's why it was quite frustrating at times also, but, dynamic man. And him also used to come and just go on to Dougie's show. When he was here in London, he would just go on to Dougie's show every week while he was there. Every week he would go and spend a half hour, 45 minutes or so, an hour on Dougie's show, as late as it was, dynamic, it really touched my life. And then, like I said, to be on my search now to spread that good news, I couldn't bump into no other person or a greater person than Dougie Williams, you know what I mean? Who I call Dougie Ranks. A lot of you may not have heard me call him Dougie Ranks, but every time I pick up the phone to him, I said Dougie Ranks. You know, and that's just something that just developed in me. I just gave him the ranks. It just developed from a long time ago. He would pick up the phone and I would say Dougie Ranks. Not something I would call him out openly, but between us here, I would have to say to Dougie Ranks. You know, so between the two of them, it's heavy loss. But I see Laila's passing as more of a completion, you know, for what he did, the years he served, and also the way he went out, because we've been given notice. It's been reported that he moved out on his own terms, and just so I give my own little twist on that. I don't know exactly what happened, but I know that process is very much achievable by people who understand the body holistically, you know, because there's chakras and seats and energies you can manipulate to leave the body if you know how. You know, this is something that is out there in more so ancient cultures. So when they say he left on his own term, that's what I see that as. It hasn't been confirmed. I just read the same words that anybody else has read, and you know, I understand how that takes place. So, you know, it's a great serving, definitely a great serving, a great entrance after being shot, and then, you know, a great serving. He turned the health world upside down. There's no doubt about that. Turned the holistic health world upside down. You know, there's many people I've seen who have said like he was well before his time, Dr. Laila Africa, well before his time. When you read African Holistic Health, which is on its 5th revision, I think he left it on, that book came out about 40 years ago, you know, about 40 years ago. And if you look at the information in there, people today cannot keep up with that. You know, people in the health arena can't manage that level of holism. You know what I'm saying? And this is 40 odd years ago. Yeah, so the power, and him also, I mean, see, if you look at, there's a big book is one of his last books, Holistic Diagnosis, massive book. And because he told me when I was there that the course he was teaching me, he wanted to put that in a book years ago. I've got the original as well. He gave me the original, or the draft copy, if you like. He said he never got to put it in because of adverse forces or whatever. But I think, meeting up with his new wife now, she, Dr. Melanie Stevens, she helped him to compile it and put it and publish it. You know, but when you read that book, what he's offering and what he's really, you know, delivered to it's unbelievable. This is information that people don't give out. You know, they don't give out this information for you to go and diagnose and just do it yourself. That's Laila Africa's mindset. It's like, do it yourself. Go and do it yourself. And stop coming to me. I think that's why he was a bit frustrated. You know, So he was quite free giving in that sense. You know, he was quite a unique character. But you see, you know, a lot of frustration and stuff through his own journey, which some people may have been turned off by. You know, but I think it's about understanding. You know, understanding the journey. I
think I learned a lot about him when I watched those videos with him on Damon Dash. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you can tell he knew what he was talking about, and he was passionate about what he was doing, and he knows it works.
Definitely.
You know, and he knows it works. And one of the things that he said today that Damon Dash wants to do at the end of the video, he says, I want to meet the people that you've helped to reverse or cure their type 1 diabetes, because he's done it already. Yeah. You know, and that's a powerful statement. I don't know if Damien Dash met any of his patients or his clients, you know, but I thought to myself, I was just focused on him, because the same video that you look at, you can see the gentleman, the CEO of a company that they sell insulin, and everything Dr. Laila was saying, he was nodding his head as in disagreement. You know, but the powerful thing that Dr. Laila said, this guy is trained in one way, I'm trained in another way, and he left it point blank, was there, and you can see he just sat there, listened to the other guy, didn't interrupt, Yeah, just let him spew out what he want to spew out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're gonna take what you want to take from each person. You know, you guys have to watch it seriously. All three of them. It makes you laugh. It makes you wonder, and it makes you curious to what's going on in Dr. Layla's mind with the confidence that he had. Because you know, sometimes when a person isn't confident about what they're saying, they shrug, they move, they're hesitant. He's just sitting there calm and collective. I'm going to tell you what I need to tell you. Do you know what I'm saying? And just by watching him this week, I've learned a lot myself in what I need to do when I'm talking about my journey as well. You know, because there's so much people out there, they still don't believe in my journey. They still can't comprehend with it. Just think people can't comprehend with it. I sent my bio to Damon Dash's Diabetes Network the other day, so I'm waiting for a reply. You know, I'm waiting for a reply because you never know.
You never know.
You never know. They're looking for something that works. You know, and for them to they the only way a lot of them know things work is through certain methods. And people don't believe there's other methods, like my method. Do you understand me? You know? So, oh man, Dr. Layla is a powerful man. You know, just those videos I read this week. Just this week I listened to those videos, and I'm attached to that man already.
I remember the first time. The only time I saw him, actually, it was, of course, Brother Dougie had brought him over, and that was the first time I saw you, Kensu. You were on the same
okay,
and that was such an incredible evening, because I kind of like to think, you know, I know my stuff, but when you two came on, I was blown away. Dr. Layla Africa was so on point about the early beginnings of childhood and how even before the baby is born, pathways are being set based on how the parents are. It was a masterclass in how we end up where we end up. Really, really brilliant.
Yeah.
And then you came on and spoke about the holistic side of our approach to life. And again, really articulate. There was one thing that you said that really, I'll never forget it, because it was so powerful. It's about how in order for a muscle to grow, it has to tear. And then and it's in the repairing that it grows. I was like, wow.
And that's the holism. Yeah, that's the holistic stance he teaches. You know. Yeah.
That was an awesome evening.
Yeah.
So yeah. I have fond memories of Brother Dougie and some of the people that he's put before me for me to get an opportunity to learn and grow. So yeah, you know, again, a testimony to that incredible human being. Incredible.
100%.
Word out. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
100%.
I would agree, and you know, it's lovely hearing the stories of Dr. Layla and how he connects with Brother Dougie, because you know, it's every time Brother Dougie talks about health, he talks about Dr. Layla Africa, and he talks about that quote, you know, if you're stupid and you don't take care of yourself, and you know, and what I get the feeling that Dr. Layla Africa, he's got a kind of his sense of humour. You know, he's kind of a funny guy, as well as, you know, yeah. What would you say about that?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Definitely. Very humorous.
Wicked sense of humour.
Yeah. Very different. It got cool because I've heard him from way back in the day. He come to London, I think 2004. I heard him, and you know, but I couldn't get with the sense of humour that back then. I really couldn't get with it. I was like, you know, different, man. Yeah, it's just different. But yeah, you know, it's very wicked.
Crying with laughter.
Yeah, and, you know, he's got a lot of love. You know, a lot of love for the people, as you can probably imagine. You know, he's got a lot of love for the people. But something, there's frustration there, no doubt. But the love is there. The love is there. He travelled the world for people. You know what I mean? He really travelled the world. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I have to say, I don't know that much about Dr. Layla Africa, but again, when I heard of his passing and saw his wife's message on, I think it was YouTube, it was quite emotional, and I was just taken with, how you could tell she was hurt, she was hurting, but she was so calm, and you felt that she was trying to, calm the community, as well. She didn't want people to be distraught. She really wanted to keep people calm and just let them know that, his passing was peaceful. And I think she said there was a message from him as well to everybody that he was going to be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so have we anything else that we want to say about either Brother Dougie or Dr. Layla? I know I've exhausted all three of you with questions, and we've certainly, I know obviously the listeners as well have enjoyed the stories that all three of you have given today. Yeah, anybody?
I'm on reflection now, I'm on reflection and taking as much in as possible, because to be honest with you, I'm on another journey now from the information that I saw Dr. Layla was passing by. So I'm on another mission now to learn more about him. My journey is continuing now. Because he mentioned some stuff in his videos, and I think to myself, okay, Lyndon, all right, I'm just gonna learn more and implement it. And implement it. At the end of the day, there's no use listening to people like Dr. Layla or Brother Dougie and the information or the platform they gave you. There's no reason why we should just keep it. We need to share that information. We have to share it because there's a reason why they want us to share it in the beginning. There's a reason why they give us the information to share. And that's what we have to do to continue with their legacy, really. Do you know what I'm saying? It's oh man.
As we're talking now, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? All four of us, if we didn't know Brother Dougie, we wouldn't have known each other.
We wouldn't know each other. Yeah, that's right.
And so many people. So many people that I've spoken to this week who know. It's the same thing. We said, oh my God, if I didn't know Brother Dougie, we wouldn't know each other. And that's the thing with him. Go ahead.
He introduced you to me, or me to you.
Yeah.
He said, I've got this sister, and then sister Imani, you've got to speak to her.
Yeah, same like me. Same with me, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You see, Imani, it just shows how influential you are and what a powerful lady you are.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you. This is no joke. I'm telling you. Because Dougie's a man who introduced people for a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? And look at us now. We're all talking. Yeah. And right now, I mean, I could literally pick up the phone or just get down to some research and probably locate a good handful of radio stations to go and promote whatever event, right? And most of that's through Dougie, through Dougie taking me to different stations. Yeah, he introduced me to, I mean, remember he introduced me to you and Marty, that was a few years back to do the interview, that was a few years back on the phone.
Amazing how and that's the thing, even though he's physically gone, look at us here talking about things about him that we all remember, and it's amazing. It's like his presence is here still through our memories and thoughts of him and what have you.
Gone but not forgotten.
Definitely.
When you look at that picture that's going around, when you look at that picture on what's going around with him,
I know.
Look at that smile and them eyes and that. It's just so much in that. So much.
Yeah, it says everything about the character of who he is and what you've been saying about. you just see, he just looks peaceful, doesn't he? And relaxed and like, So while you were all talking, I kind of made a few notes and about Brother Dougie, and I felt you were saying he's visionary. He's no respecter of persons. He treats everybody the same, no matter who you are, where you come from, what your background. And he is definitely a connector. Everyone that I've spoken to have said he's connected them to this person, to that person, and it's just been amazing. And I think earlier on, Lyndon said, he sees the positive. So, and I think that is so true. I know when I've spoken to him, and if I've spoken to him about something that might be going on or troubling me, he tends to take you down the positive road. Is that something you've all noticed as well? That some people, they will kind of harp on this and that, but he's always focusing on the positive. This is going to veer you towards, and when you come off the phone you feel better basically than maybe you did before, if that makes sense. And he was just somebody who had a vision and decided he was going to go for it, and he took many people with him. Is that a good way to sum up what we think of Brother Dougie?
Took many people with him. Well, pushed them ahead of him.
Yes.
Yeah, and he wasn't. Yeah, that didn't really bother him, did it? It wasn't like it was like it was good. Like go for it.
He gets his satisfaction from seeing you, move forward. You blossom. So that was the objective. Yeah,
because everywhere, all over social media. In our WhatsApp DJs group, there were so many people saying amazing things, about Brother Dougie. Someone had said, they started radio, and it was Brother Dougie who gave him his first break, and everyone was saying something really positive, that he was going to be missed, and he wasn't on this actual station, but everybody had something great to say about Brother Dougie, an experience or something. So it just shows that, wherever he goes, he makes a difference. And, So, are we going to, you want to wrap up there? As Brother Dougie would say, what was that thing he'd say at the end of every segment when he'd been, social discretion. Hold on, do you remember? Let's use our social discretion. And there was another piece. What was that? Oh my God. And I said, I'm gonna nick that. Let's use that social discretion and something else. But it was something. That
was at 4 a.m. though. Only at 4 a.m. You don't get to 4 a.m. first.
And that is the thing. I mean, did you ever listen from, say, the 10:30? Maybe in between that you'd fall asleep and then you'd wake up and you'd catch another segment, And like you were saying, although it was a late show, I do quite a late show, and sometimes it is difficult to get people to come and do what you're doing. But people would go in the studio on a Tuesday night, and it would sometimes be free for people. And, it was like the magic of Brother Dougie. Not many people would be able to do that.
Yeah. Wow. And, there's a lot of people he's raised up, or he allowed to, he gave them the platform to raise up,
Yes.
And, and I told him straight, I said, I would never, never forget that. And, no matter where it goes, we'll be doing stuff together, so it's not everybody, I must say. People, we need to, we don't want to go that route right now, but everybody should recognize, I think we need to recognize that kind of opportunity when someone give us that kind of platform. Platform. Because
me, when I used to go to my table, I got my books, my fruits and veg and all that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And I always every event that I went with Dougie, I always make sure I had my table set up, because that's what he wanted to see. That's what he wanted to see. And then that's a powerful thing when you know someone who's supporting you, and you give them back as much as they give you, and then they you can see in their eyes that they're happy with what you've done, you know. And so I'm comfortable in my shoes, you know, for what I've contributed to his events, you know. It's just a shame that, you know, we won't have any more events with him as such, but his spirit will always be with us, you know, no matter what.
For sure.
You know.
And did you find it strange, you know, on Tuesday, you know, that 10:30 when he normally comes on, and Brother Dougie's show, you know, he wasn't there, because I don't think he's ever missed a show. I don't know. Has he ever missed a show?
Not that I know of.
I'm not 100% sure. I'll tell you, for me personally, because I was working late anyway, the evening shift. I've always been doing evening shifts for the last couple of months. So when I finished work, it was about 10 or 10:30. I'm on my car in. 9 times out of 10, like on a Tuesday, I tune to SLR, you know, or I tune some, even like on a Wednesday or Thursday, I tune into SLR just in case Dougie's on, you know,
yes.
just in case. Because sometimes he says, "Oh, I might be on tonight." You know what I'm saying? So it's just a case of, let me check just in case. And how many people you do that for? There's not many people you do that for.
Yeah.
You know?
And you got to see, when he's later, in the last few days or a few months, he was also running the program on Bless FM on a Thursday. Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
I think he was helping out jammers. Yeah. So
yeah, that's
he was
right.
Most Thursdays he was there. Yeah. You know. So, and there was other shows where he would also stand in for I think it was on a Friday. He was standing for someone on SLR as well, quite often.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, because I remember many a time he said, "Linda, can you come on tonight? Can you come on tonight?"
Yeah.
And can you come on? And he phoned me before he gets in the studio, something like that. Or he phoned me when he said, "Can you come on?" I said, "Yeah, I'll come on." You know, and it's nice. I'll be honest with you, it's nice when I come home from work and I'm tired. I thought, I don't want to do no talking tonight. And he freed me. I thought, "Chuck, I got to do it for Dougie." So I don't know. In the early days, for me personally, I didn't know all the answers from the top of my head for my story, you know, about the flavonoid foods, the dates, this and that. So I'd have on my bed all the papers lined out on the bed, you know, and sitting down waiting for Dougie to ask the question. So tell me about this, Lynn, tell me about that, tell me about the flavonoids. So I'm looking at my papers, you know, and just reading my story. And sometimes I'm reading my story off the paper because you're so fluent, you know. Because sometimes at night time, when you're working a hard shift, and at night time you want to go home and relax. But when you're at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, you're in the relaxed mode. But when Dougie wants to talk to you, it's like, wow. Because sometimes I listen to the Dougie show at night time, and he's playing the Les Brown, playing the Les Brown or the Tony Robbins, you know. And recently he was playing that lady about is it the Windrush or the stabbings? Yeah, the stabbings. He was playing this woman interview all the time, and this woman was tough, and he played it all the time. And I said, Dougie, you like this woman? And then he got her into the studio one day, you know. So from hearing her on the radio or on another station, he managed to get her onto his station.
Wow.
And she when she said, thank you for letting me come on the station.
Wow.
You know, he was out there for each and everybody to share the story. You know, he's missed big time, man. I don't care. You know, there's not many people out there who just say, okay, I want you on the station and just promote you. They don't do that all the time. They don't do it. There's many radio presenters out there. They say, oh, I'm gonna get you on the show. You never hear from them again. You know, you never hear from them again. You know, so the Doug is 1 in 1 billion, man. I don't care. 1 in 1 billion. Seriously.
Yeah,
seriously.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that. Wow. Gosh, you know, it's just quite emotional, isn't it? Talking about the life, and I've never done a show like this before, so this is quite, you know, different, quite emotional, and I'm really sort of standing back, just listening to all three of you, and just shaking my head and saying, yeah, amazing.
Yeah. I think the two gentlemen, Merv and Kenzo, you guys are amazing to me anyway. Simple as that as well. Seriously, you know. Yeah.
So are you, brother?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, what do you mean now? Come on, that's an example.
Listen, I still don't even know what I done.
Yeah, this is true.
No, Brother Dougie is very good at, you know, understanding, you know, the person, and I can see why all three of you are part of his team, you know, definitely.
100%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
and you, Imani, and you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
It's humbling times, isn't it? It is very, if you know, it's very it feels very transparent, isn't it? On the radio, it just feels like we're kind of talking. Well, you guys are talking from your soul, and we're kind of eavesdropping, and yeah. So, where do we go? Where do we go from here? How do we wrap this up? Because this is yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you guys are going to be talking to other people, you know, about your time with Brother Dougie. But yeah, how do you want to wrap this up?
Well, I mean, any discussion I have right now, it has to start with Brother Dougie's name.
Yes.
Right now, yeah, you know, for the time being at least, you know, to just keep that memory flowing, and you know, because I know I can just understand what he loved so much, you know. Yeah. So just got to keep it that vibe.
Yeah. I think so too. I've got the same sentiments, 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
Mr. Mervyn?
For me, it's simply that he will be missed. And again, also, I was glad to have known him.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. Yeah. And yeah, it's just, yeah, this is different. This is just different doing this, and I'm glad we did this, because I didn't, you know, wasn't really sure how I was going to, because I don't know if you on Facebook and that people were saying lots of things and, you know, putting lots of things out, and I just couldn't do anything, you know, at that time. It just, I don't know if a lot of you, if all three of you felt the same way, or you had different feelings, because I think when someone passed, as you were saying earlier on, it affects all of us differently, and we sort of behave, you know, kind of differently. But I think today I felt, yeah, I could definitely talk with the three of you, and yeah, it's been really powerful.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel, for me personally, today was a good day. You know, throughout the week, I've cancelled other things that I needed to do, you know, because my mind wasn't straight and I didn't want to get too emotional about it, you know. But now I'm still emotional, but I can talk. Yeah, you know. Yeah. I can talk with emotion, so I needed that space. I needed that space, you know.
Yeah.
So I think he was right, Manny. I think Tuesday was too soon.
Yeah, it was. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know. Yeah, it's. But you know, I feel as though this is quite raw what we're doing. You know, it's like, it's different. It's not like how you would, you know, normally how things would normally be. But obviously, it's okay to. And I think Brother Dougie was that kind of person. You know, he was somebody who spoke from his soul. He spoke from his heart. He just said, you know, he was quite transparent. And I think that's what this conversation has been about. It's not about, you know, it's not been about, you know, let me say this or do. We're just speaking. We're just saying what's important, and
what's important.
That's what makes it powerful. Yeah. And I'm really happy that this came through. It's worked through. We were able to talk, all four of us together. I know Jammer's wanted to come on, but I think, I don't know, it might be too late for him or what have you. But so I'm ready to. If you want to say anything else, or if you want to wrap up at this point, we can do that. And it's been memorable.
I would just like to say thank you to you, Imani, and well done for this evening anyway, for doing what you're doing, and thank you for supporting me as well. We've become friends through Dougie.
Yeah, all three of you, absolutely.
Yeah. It's amazing. So, to be honest with you, I think there's no way his sentiments can die, because it's within us now. We know the connection that we have between ourselves and why. So every conversation is, how do we meet again? And it's only one person that introduced us.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So so the fire's been lit by him, so he's definitely going to continue.
Yes, and I think 100%. I think that is the thing. That's one of the things to take away is always, when you see something. So like when we go out there and we see certain people, we're supposed to pour into them as well. And just keep that connection going. So you're growing more and more people around you, more like-minded people around you, because that is really important. That's what keeps you strong. Obviously what's kept everyone strong about this is everyone's been able to kind of call each other, talk to each other, text each other, and it does help to be able to talk to each other and say, this is a sad time, and how do you feel, and blah blah blah. Sharing a moment of silence. I sort of think that was there. So
it's remembrance. It's a good remembrance.
I think so. So thank you all very, very much. And one thing we want to know from you all before you go, when you do get together to do that event, are we going to get an interview over here on the Imani Speak show?
100% yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I get the feeling that that's what he would have wanted, was to see the three of you do whatever the next thing you were going to do together, get that out there.
He had so much plans. Everybody I meet is, they had something lined up.
That's the same here. I've heard people say, we were going to do this in the next 2 weeks' time, or this in 3 weeks. Yeah. Wow. It would be great if those, anyone with those types of, if they had things done, pending with Brother Dougie, that they, kept it going. It'd be great to do that. But obviously it depends on what it is as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, people, that the three kings are going to come back when they've got their first event in memory of Brother Dougie.
What I'll do, I'll give Auntie Jean a call tomorrow. I will.
Okay.
See how she's doing. Yeah,
because you don't know what might come. What might come out of this. It could be something that you do once a year, once every so often, and you don't know what was, why he thought that he did what he did, and maybe that's what it's all about, keeping that thing going and extending it as well.
Yeah.
So thank you, my dear friends.
You.
And it's definitely you're definitely all three of you friends for life, and it's been amazing.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Thank
you, and thank you for taking the time. I know you're all busy, family people. So, and I know it's quite late. No, I know, but it's still
busy doing nothing. We'll be back. We'll be talking to you again tomorrow. What's the breakfast?
No, but what I mean. Well, actually, as we talk about lockdown, how has it been for all three of you? Because there are people are struggling with it. Some people, what's it been like, lockdown? And can you believe it?
For me, I haven't got bored yet. I've been locked down for 3 weeks now. Since I started to lose work. So I was working in a hotel, and then they cut my hours, they cut my days, really. Then they cut my day. They said that we can only book you for one day next week, which is like a Monday. And then on the Thursday, they told me, Lyndon, we can't book you for the Friday. Our hotel's going down to like 25%. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I've been off from then. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've been locked down for a long time. I just didn't leave the house, nothing, because we have food in the house, anything. So I'm just thinking all the things that need to be done. I cleaned windows today. I've been doing garden with the wife. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've been to the loft, tidied up the loft. I've got the driveway to clean. Every year we do the spray. We spray with a jet wash it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because around where we live, we've got lots of trees, so all the pathways got a bit green, So yeah, I got that to do. I got so much things to do.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people are doing spring cleaning with,
Yeah. No, I think that next week or the week after, I'm planning to write more stuff for another book. Seriously, we're in the process of writing another book at the moment. Anyway, so I'm gonna get some more work to do towards it. I've done some food videos as well. I need to set up to be edited as well. Yeah. I've done some more.
Oh, I thought you meant the ones that you put out. Yeah. Okay.
No, I got that one. And I got more that I've been doing as well. I got to do more. Yeah. Because people just been phoning me to do stuff, and the thing about it, when you're in a position where you just want to relax and it's good time to chill out, and I said, Lyndon, thank God you done the diabetes thing. Oh no, you need more of it. We need more of that. And I was okay, fine, no problem. So yeah. So it's good. I'm enjoying it. I don't know why. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I don't know why. It's really weird. I don't know. It's really weird. It's a weird feeling.
Are you saying lockdown is weird?
Lockdown is weird, yeah. And what you're seeing on TV is really weird when you look between the cracks of what they're telling you. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're on social media, when you're part of so many different WhatsApp groups, you get so much things coming to you. Your mind's just going all the way around. I was in my WhatsApp groups this week. In one WhatsApp group, I had 13,000 messages.
No.
Yeah. How? 13,000 messages I had in one WhatsApp group.
Trying to be delete.
No, I deleted. That's what I was doing. I was deleting everything at my phone. I just went through all the groups and I just deleted all the things I didn't start, all the unstarred stuff I deleted.
Wow.
It just shows how much stuff you have on your phone.
Thanks a lot.
When you get away from the news and then they get you on the WhatsApp.
That's the thing.
Do you know something? One of the nicest things is waking up in the morning and not turning the TV on and not watching the TV. It's brilliant. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm sitting down having my breakfast with the TV beside me and it's not on. And it's like, hey, this is like normal, man. This is good.
Well done, mate. Well done.
This is like great stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And now when I'm waking up in the mornings, I'm not even having breakfast sometimes. I'm just drinking water, my lemon water. So I have like 500 ml lemon water, room temperature by my bed. So sometimes I get up in the morning, I'm still in bed because I'm checking my phone. I've got messages, I've got emails. People ask me to do this, I need to do that. I still got things to do, I'm still in bed like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And my wife goes, have you got nothing to do? I said, I'm on my phone all morning. What's wrong with you? I'm on my phone doing stuff. Don't forget, your phone is like an office now.
It's become that, definitely.
Yeah, with emails, messages, stuff like that. Looking for jobs and stuff like that. Your phone has become such a tool that you rely on. It's either on the phone or you go to the computer.
Do you think we're gonna come out of this better? Do you see a better world at the end of this, or what?
That's a tough question to answer.
You have to look at the legislation what are being passed.
Yeah, but don't forget.
Can we turn? Yeah, go on.
Don't forget, there's some people who are employed.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a job, so they got somewhere to go directly afterwards if they still got that job. Yeah, self-employed people like myself, we have to rely on a company that wants our service.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As a chef, I've got a group just for chefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I send out information just for chefs, about being self-employed, what to do, the 0-hour contracts and all that kind of thing. Because we're all in this boat together, in the sense that when things start to pick up again, we're all going to be fighting for the same job. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why my plan B now is to build my brand bigger and bigger, so that I don't have to rely on the chefing part of it. So I'm speaking to people now, like, to get another book out there. I to be honest with you, my analytics on the last 2 weeks on my website, my social media has gone through the roof. Roof. I have Amani, this was before I even put any videos out or anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah, before that, I don't know what happened, but something clicked in society that people to start to look at my website.
They're at home. They can't do anything else.
And they're realising,
But you know something? They're at home, but you just think, if they're looking at my website because they're just at home, they're frightened of something. They're not getting the information they want. Do you understand me? Yeah. Just think they can't go to their normal dietitian, their normal doctor now. Do you know what I'm saying? Just think, if you're a diabetic now, and you got the symptoms of diabetes, okay, you're always tired, you're always thirsty, and then you go to your doctor and say, listen, I'm feeling like this. Then they say, oh, you must have this thing that's going around.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they send you to that big place, what they call it, with the big H on it, and they you go in there and they're giving you something which ain't supposed to be in the body. Yeah. And I'm not spelling it out for anybody, but really.
Do you remember where you were? What you were saying?
Yeah, same spot as I was last time. I'm telling you, hello?
I have to take my leave. I'm up at 6.
Oh.
6 in the morning.
Okay.
Fine.
A very important errand to run.
Murphy, thank you so much for your contribution. And
yes, thank you very much for having me on the show.
Oh, bless you.
Appreciate it.
And thank you so much. And
speak about the great man.
Absolutely. Greetings to your family, and look forward to speaking to you.
Stay well, everybody. Stay well.
You too. Stay safe. Stay well.
Bless
man. All right, bless up.
Bless.
Bye-bye.
One of the things I was saying, even when you're at home with family members, okay, this is how the mind works. You can tell somebody something 10 times, and they look at you like you're crazy, and they have somebody else who send them something who they haven't spoken to for months, send them something, they look into it, they read it, then they believe it, and then you look at them like, I told you so.
Yes. Sometimes it's easier for people, to hear it from someone else than someone else. Yeah. That's very true.
And when they got no connection with that person as well.
Yes.
When they haven't got no connection to that person, So I think in this time that we're going through, we have to be very, very strong with the people around us. We have to learn to hold our tongue. Learn to understand each other and listen to each other's opinion, or just say to them, listen, I don't want to hear that. Thank you very much. Be polite about it. And this is the way we've got to run nowadays, because I'm telling you, there's lots of people sitting in the same house or the same rooms. They just ain't gelling. They just can't comprehend what's going on, and they can't comprehend that we're sitting down like this all day. And all day.
Yeah, and I think that's what this situation is going to do, it's going to make people do a lot more self-reflection, and maybe, you know, that could be a good thing one way or the other. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It depends what your lifestyle is, what your lifestyle changes, you know? Because don't forget, there's some people who work from home already anyway, so it's no different for them. Yeah, it's no different for them. They wake up. There's some people I've heard during this period. They explain, even though they're in a lockdown situation, they work from home already. They have to get up out of bed, and physically get a shower, put clothes on, and start work like they're going to work. Because they're in that environment every day, and it's amazing when you hear how other people live their life and what they do in their day to day. And because some people like myself, we think, oh, wouldn't it be great to work from home instead of driving an hour every day or 30 miles every day? Oh, you know, and then you get people at home fed up of being at home every day because they're in a rut and they have nowhere else to go because they have to be at this computer or whatever they're doing for 8 or 9 hours.
You know? I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think it's about loving what you do, or again, you know, like we were talking about Brother Dougie having a vision, and you know, he certainly loved what he was doing, and I think that's the thing. And like you're saying, with your building your business, you're doing what you love, and you know, that will become your, you know, the thing that you flow into, and a vision. Kenzie, what would you say? I know you do your psychotherapist. What would you say is important for people? Because maybe people are listening and they are struggling with being, you know, at home because they're used to being out and about, and you know, not really getting as much fresh air as, because you can only go out once, if I'm not mistaken. Is that not right? Is it once a day?
I don't think that's really enforced. Once a day. I haven't seen it being enforced.
Okay. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, because I think that I don't know if it's true or not true. They said somebody had left their house twice in one day, and the police had pulled them up because they were tracking them. But they were tracking them by their phone or something like that. I don't know if it's true.
Possible. Maybe they're watching certain people on that. But
they watch certain people.
Yeah.
So what about all the homeless people on the streets?
Yeah, that's true.
What about where are the homeless people now? That's my question.
I think they created a space for people who are homeless. They created.
There's still one or two out there. But yeah, there's not so many. So maybe they have created, but it's difficult on the streets. Very difficult for them, you know.
Yeah,
by the begging and stuff like that.
Exactly. Where they going to beg now? Who they going to beg now? Yeah. That's my question. If they're not supposed to be on the street, they're in an environment where they can't mix with other people. They can't be in an environment where the people where they've got money who's going to give them something. What about all the food banks? Are the food banks still open? Yeah.
Well, that's a good point, because I'm not sure. Because I know there was people delivering food, and I don't. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think they are.
Are the food banks open? That's another thing. The people who haven't got food at home already, and they need to go to the food bank to get food. What's happening with them?
Wow.
I saw advertisement on TV the other day that there's some of the big superstores they're delivering food to food banks to give away for free.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Think about that. The psyche behind that. The big stores are giving food to food banks to give away to people for free. Why can't the food bank, the big stores, have a food bank in their own food in their own store?
Yeah, in their own store.
Come and collect it from them. Do you hear me?
And I think as well, isn't it the type of food? Isn't that, because you hear that the food is not, you know, it's not going to be like nourishing fruit and vegetables, and you know, the things that
they'll give them anything now. Don't forget, a lot of things with processed tin stuff anyway. Yeah, okay. But what normally happens, we're not allowed to take food out of the bins. Yeah, that they throw out. Yeah, they don't want you to take food out of it. Yeah, the food is okay. There's nothing wrong with the food, and that's been proven. Yeah. So what kind of food are they taking to food banks now? is it good food or bad food? They say to you, food banks.
That's a question.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
There's so much things happening in society now that we don't even think about until something happens, and then you're going to wonder, why is this not happening? What about this? What about that? How do they do this? One of my questions is, who's policing the police?
That is definitely another show, isn't it? Oh, God.
I'm telling you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is another show. Who's policing the police? Police are driving around two men in one car.
Oh, wow.
Think about it.
They're not so much for the 2 meter distance.
Thank you very much. And then they're driving to parks, and tell people they can't be together.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole social distancing thing is, I think that's really difficult for a lot of people as well.
Definitely, 100%. It's very hard to do. I've been to my local shop, and when you see it, it's like you don't even think about it unless somebody's there actually controlling it. Yeah, they got sanitizer at the shop, at the entrance of the shop. If you haven't got somebody controlling all that, you just walk straight past it, in and out. You know, you have to be conscious of what you're doing. It's down to each and every person to be conscious of what they're doing, to try and be safe for themselves and for other people as well. You know?
I just think that this whole thing has just happened so suddenly, and everybody is, nobody really knows what to do. We just kind of like, what's the next instructions? Yeah.
Just think, we're in a lockdown situation, but it's nothing like they show on TV, on the films, is it? No. You've seen the films, haven't you? When they've had a town lockdown or something like that, and all disasters going around them. It's nothing like that. You don't,
Yeah, because you can still go out. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You can still go out.
Yeah.
As much as they, say they're regulating it, but
what about the health minister for Scotland? You've got a second property. She's been to a second property from London to Scotland or wherever it is twice.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about the second property stuff. There was some,
You're talking about that.
They were screaming because there were people just going out down to Dorset and all of that to get away and stay at their second home. But the people in the areas were kicking them out, telling them like, "Don't come down here with your germs."
But just think, this is a health minister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a health minister should travel. I don't know how long, 40 miles, 48 minutes or an hour to a second home with her family. Yeah, okay. Just think, she's a health minister, part of the government, part of the political establishment, and they know exactly what's going on. So this thing can't be as serious as they make it out to be. Otherwise, she would not do that. She would not be. She would not be moving from her yard. Yeah,
a lot of them do know. I think a lot of them understand what a virus is and what a virus is not.
So she knows it's not a virus. She knows it's not harmful. So she's going to go. It's just a bit of flu.
I think so. I think
so too.
Gentlemen, I'm getting text about your conversation that people are enjoying it. I've got a text here. As you were talking about the homeless people, what she's saying is, I don't think we will be fighting for jobs when 50% of the population is gone. So what's your thoughts on that? And also, the homeless people are actually have been put in hotels. So they're not on the streets at the moment.
Which hotels are going into?
I'm not sure.
Because don't forget, if they've shut down hotels, pubs, venues, restaurants, all these places are empty. Yeah. If you're a homeless person, what's your natural thoughts going to be?
To what? To not to
go find somewhere it's warm and clean, isn't it?
But I think that's the thing. They want, go ahead.
Who's looking after all these hotels? Number one, the pubs, the restaurants, all these buildings. If you go down a local high street, how many takeaways and pubs and shops you see? Yeah, where people go and congregate and eat, and they're all closed now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think about the amount of empty buildings out there around at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, if I was homeless and I was living on the street, I know where I'd be going.
I get you.
Because the spaces are there, aren't they?
Listen, before this lockdown business, about 2-3 months ago, I was in London for a meeting. I had a meeting at 10 o'clock at night. I was walking through London, and the amount of people I saw sleeping on the streets, I could not believe it.
Yeah.
I could not believe I'm in central London and some of the people are on the streets sleeping.
Yeah, I get you. Diabolical, man.
I could not believe it. And you know the thing about this is in tourist areas as well, in doorways. The main tourist areas in London, and you got people sleeping around. I think to myself, what kind of country have we come to?
Yeah, that's exactly that. You can't call yourself a developed country and you've got such a high level of people sleeping in the street. And what cuts me is like when you get to the ice temperatures, December, January, February, and they're still out there.
Still out there, yeah.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's terrible. That's not a developed country. That's not,
Yeah, and then when it comes around to Christmas, everyone's giving them out free food. Come this queue, free food. What about for the rest of the 11 months of the year?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the answer. I just want to add in again. Just got a reply about the hotels. They're sending their homeless people to other counties where there is space. So it's almost like at the moment they want the homeless people literally off the streets. So yeah. Which
well, I have noticed that there's not. I did see one or two. I was moving around yesterday. I saw one or two out there. To be honest, you just feel sorry for them even more in such a time.
Exactly. Exactly. To me personally, this all feels kind of funny. Everything about this situation is kind of funny to me.
Kind of funny, most definitely.
It just doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't feel right. The situation that we're in. It feels like we don't have to be in the situation. It feels like I don't know. It's a hard one to. It's a hard.
No, with the lockdown, you're right. Because the lockdown and the 2 meter thing.
Yeah.
I think someone's trying to call it, or trying to call me. The 2 meter thing, and I mean, think about it. You're telling me a virus, if it was transmissible from body to body, what is it? 2 meters, just restricted to 2 meters?
You always be on the street. Talking about.
That's if, and then I mean, and furthermore, further analysis shows you that number 2, virus is dead. Which cannot be transmitted at all. And all that kind of stuff. We've been through that. But the virus, number 1, is what it means. The word poison, it means poison. So it's not really a thing, it's a state. The word virus is a Latin word. And that's the thing. The problem with the medical system, as you probably know, it has so much, it's just Latin and Greek. So you have to translate. Diabetes means urination, right? That's what it means to urinate.
Yeah, what language? What?
That's Greek. Diabetes.
Urine and stuff like that. Yeah, Dr. Layla said that, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, sweet urine. So you got to look at. That's nothing to do with the condition. That's just the symptom.
Yeah.
It's just the sweet urine. We know the urine is the end result. Sweet urine is because of the symptom. It's because of it's the symptom. So. The language, Latin, virus is a Latin word for poison. But when you look up the word poison, or even just the definition of poison, is by proportion. Meaning if you have too much water, if you drink too much water right now, we're poisoning ourselves by having too much water. If we have nicotine in our body, we have caffeine in our body, we have alcohol in our body makes alcohol. So now, if you drink a glass of wine, you've gone into excess. That excess, if you use another language, that's poison. If you take it to another language, that's virus. That's the condition you're creating by putting the body outside of its normal range of acceptance for alcohol, for nicotine, for caffeine, for water, for air. You could have too much air, and that's a poison. That's a viral state. It's a viral condition. You see? It's a condition. It's outside. If your bath is too hot and you can't get into it, that could be also referred to at that state as a viral condition, because it's outside of the normal range for your body to be in the bath.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If you add cold water, now it balances out. It goes into the range for your body. It's no longer poison. It's no longer excess. It's no longer toxic. It's no longer viral.
Wow.
It's a state.
Yeah.
It's a condition, and people are understanding. Well, some people are understanding now. It's just a condition. The mucus, one guy breaks it down, he says it's solvent. The virus is a solvent. That's how he's seen it. That's fine, because he's not wrong. It's just how he sees it. Because what happens is the mucus goes now. If you take all those scenarios we just gave, the mucus is being used to balance the bath. Right?
Wow.
Or balance the air, or balance the water. The mucus is being used in your body. It's an immune response. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they see, or whatever. I don't know if they do it deliberately or what, but that's what a viral condition is. It's not a thing that jumps anywhere.
No.
You see?
Yeah, because you mentioned something about the lemon skin, the zest, didn't you, the other day, Ken?
Yes.
Who was it? What show was you on? You was at Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to you. Yeah.
It's the routine, because that helps for radiation. See, because that's what that's my mind. I may be wrong. It may not be radiation, but I know it's no viral, and I know there is something out there. We all know there's something making people sick.
Yeah.
And for me, the number one contender is the radiation.
But you know something, when like now they say it's flu season, yeah. Mm-hmm. Why every year? Why do we have a flu season?
Yeah, because the body. And that's the shifting. Yeah, the shift, the shifting. So your body recalibrates itself. But to do it, it's like when a child, when you puberty. So when you hit puberty, you got teenage spots.
Yeah.
The body's shifting. It's making a shift, so it has to offload.
Yeah.
It offloads to balance itself out, and it throws the waste. It has to put the waste somewhere, so it puts it in the skin if other excretory channels are not working properly. Yeah.
It's like my daughter. She's 16 and she's got teenage spots on her face. You know what I'm saying? And her face is mainly clear. And she's got and I'm looking at her, and she goes, "Dad, what do I need to do to this spot?" I just look into her eyes, because she knows what she's got to do. It's like she's telling her what to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like my mum said, you don't hear, you will feel. Do you know what I'm saying? So my daughter, I don't know, this week she must have changed her nail varnish at least 3 or 4 times in a week. I'm telling you, she must have 3 or 4 times in a week. I'm thinking to myself, gosh, what are you going through? Young lady? Do you know what I'm saying? But she's good though. She's doing housework, she's cleaning, she's doing business, she's helping out. Yeah, she's good, man. Gosh, thank God for that. Thank God for that.
Okay, so someone's asking, are you saying that 5G has been proven to starve the body of oxygen?
5G, well...
Or any kind of...
Radiation at the right gigahertz reacts with oxygen atom. That's the oxygen atom that's going through the respiratory system, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when it's interacting with it, it's boiling it up, and it's basically impairing the oxygen atom and causing the issues in the lungs and in the whole respiratory system. But to be, I don't want people to quote me on the radiation 5G. I'm just saying, for me, this is how it is for me. This is what people need to understand for me. Trained and certified African holistic health. Yeah, if you go back to ancient culture, this is where the people go wrong, and it's not their fault directly. Now, you go back to ancient cultures, if you go and check Ayurvedic, Chinese, and all the ancient medicines, you're not going to see the same explanation as what the modern medical system is saying. So you've got to decide which one you're going to accept or believe. So I know, I'm trained in African holistic health. I know the virus thing, as they say, it don't go so, right? The virus thing. So now, for someone like me, I've got to look. I look out there, I say, well, there's something affecting the people. So I have to find out what it is if I want to know. You understand? Yeah, so when I look now, I'm seeing the stuff on 5G is too coincidental. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I don't want anybody to quote me and say I'm saying definite. I'm just saying based on what I know. It's not the virus doctrine, if I can use it, is incorrect. So what are we left with? You know, I'm willing to sit around a round table with anybody. Or what are we left with? You know, I would present. I presented some on the Galaxy. I don't think I want to go through it all now.
Yeah, you know what? We have got to wrap up. We've got we've got DJ Anubis up next. With some serious messages and wisdom. I don't know if you know him or you listen to his show, but he does a lot of wisdom, African wisdom and music.
Well, I'll give it a listen. Yeah.
So we're gonna have to. We've literally got about just over 3 minutes. So I'm gonna give you both the last words because you've just been amazing. You know, I wish I could bring you on the show every week, but anyway, go on.
Well, for Lyndon here as well. For my last words is my last words and last thoughts with Brother Dougie. Anyway, so blessings to Brother Dougie, thanking him for the support and the encouragement and inspiration that he's given me, and the platform that he's given me through his community to express what I've done. So may Brother Dougie rest in peace, and we'll always be with you, man. Always.
You know, always be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always, definitely. I second that for sure. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like, you know, it's subtle. The word subtle, you know, comes to mind of the subtle influence that's grown over me from that brother there, you know, from Brother Dougie. So just gonna gladly walk with that, you know, and promote him, you know, where I can. When I can.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yes.
And I just really enjoyed the show with you three gentlemen. Just amazing spirit. And we have to do this again some other time, you know, because it's definitely been powerful and getting good feedback that, you know,
100%.
You're really opening people's minds and touching people's hearts. So thank you so much.
Cool.
So I'm going to say my goodbyes. Au revoir. But we can all say it together. Au revoir.
Yeah, au revoir.
But also we have to say DJ Anubis is up next with a powerful show. So do not move that dial. And join me next week, same time, same place. And thank you very much for listening. And thank you all three of you, Mervyn, Kenzo, Lyndon, thank you so much for being here with us and, you know, really just helping to make the pain of Brother Dougie's, you know, leaving.
It's about the people as well, about the people, and let the people know, you know, where he was coming from, and you know, a lot of people know.
We're gonna get kicked off the air. So anyway, we better go. Thank you, people.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Blessings.